Well, hello and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Lyndon, and in this video I want to respond to some feedback and requests that I had about making videos. And one of the requests that I had was, well, this is kind of two-part. One, how to play with a singer. So I had several comments saying, please could you do something around playing with a singer? And I have an awful lot of experience, like 25 years of experience of playing with a singer, which I'd like to share with you in this video. The other kind of question, which is along the similar lines, was from a gentleman called John, who emailed me and was asking around, what should you do if you're playing in a band between solos? You know, do you just like kind of stand around and, you know, stare at the ceiling kind of thing? Or what should you do? Or are there things that you can do? So in this video, I'm going to address both of those things. How to play with a singer, what kind of things that you should think about, what strategies you should use, and the same kind of thinking around playing in a band or with a band as well. So I hope you're going to find this really useful and interesting, hopefully. Before I dive too deep into that, I just want to say thank you to all of the amazing comments that I've had over the last week or so. People saying that I was the best saxophone tutor on YouTube. Can you believe it? I would have never ever thought that anybody would ever say that to me in my life, right? I just wouldn't have believed it, and I'm delighted if these videos are useful to you. Honestly, I'm genuinely over the moon because I really want to help as many people as I can. It's my mission, after all, to help people. So that is just amazing, and thank you for that. Please do subscribe to the channel because it makes the channel healthy. Thank you so much for buying me coffee, and to all those people that have done that, that is real practical, solid help because I can pay my mortgage with that very coffee. And if you'd like to buy me a coffee, you can. But thank you so much. Please keep your emails and comments coming. I absolutely love it, and I aim to respond to absolutely everybody as quickly as I can. Right, let's dive into this. So playing with a singer is, there's some things that you really need to think about. My own personal experience, well, without going into a long, fascinating story, I was traveling around New Zealand 25 years ago, more or less. Had my saxophone with me, went into a cafe bar. There was a beautiful female singer there with a guitar player. The guitar player asked me, saw I had a saxophone, asked me to come up and play one. I went up and played one. They said, well, I went up and said, yeah, okay, got my sax out. The guitar player said, what do you fancy playing? I said, what about Misty? And the guitar player played an intro, and this beautiful girl sang, look at me. And I went, va, 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 with my sax. And the rest, as they say, is history, because I married that singer and dragged her back to the UK, and we started a jazz duo called Sax and Honey. So if you're interested in Sax and Honey, I've got it here. You can have a look. This is our jazz duo. We're still going strong. And if you go to Google and you search Sax and Honey, the first one that comes up is our website. And look, here we are. So that's me and my lovely wife. This is about the 5th website that we've had now. And look, there's me, not posing at all. I often stand by brick walls and just stare at the ceiling, not posed at all, honest. And it just talks about how we got together and the things that we offer, like weddings. We also do corporate events and so on and so forth. Then if you go up to here, there's a menu button, and if you touch that, you can see about us, weddings, events, solo sax. I do quite a lot of solo sax work these days, jazz duo and band, saxophone lessons, singing lessons, and saxophones for sale. There's all my saxophones for sale. If you touch on there, saxophones for sale. I've got no sopranos in stock, but I have got altos and tenors. So there's lots of information about the duo there if you're interested. So the number one rule really for playing with a singer, and this would apply in a situation with a band, with really anybody else that's playing. If a singer's singing, or a trumpet player is playing, or a trombone solo is going, that's the time for you just to sit back and enjoy what they're doing. Don't ever play over a singer. Now there are some caveats to that. There are some kind of rules within rules. So, but the general golden rule is don't play over a singer, because that's the easy way for them to get really cheesed off with you. And it kind of makes sense. It's like talking over somebody when they're trying to address the room, you know, talking at the same time. It's just not on, you know. So if the singer's singing, you just want to leave it. And if you do want to play something, what you want to do is to play in the gaps like I described earlier on. So the singer sings, "Look at me," and you play something in that gap, and you stop when they go, "I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree." You just leave it. The less you do, the better, really. And the format that Andrea and I took with Sax and Honey, we had either with a band or we had our own specially made backing tracks, because 24 years ago you couldn't find good quality backing tracks. So we had to get top London musicians into a studio and make our own. And the format that we followed, nearly everything that we did was the same. It went round 4 times. So if we did Misty, Andrea would sing the head, I wouldn't do anything. I would take a solo that was around pretty much the head. I would take another solo which kind of was a bit more of an improvisation, and then Andrea would sing the melody again, and I would play around the edges much more in that solo. And I've got a demonstration of what I mean here, because I've got one of the Sax and Honey tracks on my iPad, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. At the end of the song, what I would do is that I would play more. So I might play while she's singing, but only in the background and only to kind of mirror or reply to whatever she was doing. But I would definitely let the vocalist lead, because it's the lead vocals, so you know, let them lead, don't try and overpower them. This is about complementing what they do. And that would be my point number 2. So point number 1, don't ever play over a singer. Point number 2 is when you do play in the gaps between when the singer's not singing and between their next phrase, if you are going to fill that gap, make sure that it's relevant to what they've just said. You know, so it's like a conversation. If somebody says, "Gosh, it's really cold outside," you would respond, "Yeah, it has turned a bit cold, hasn't it? I've had to wear my coat today." So that responds, it takes what they say and it develops that idea and responds to it and gives it back to them. Otherwise, if they sing something, "Look at me," and you go, that's kind of your conversation has gone, "God, it's a bit cold out today," and you go, "Aren't bananas tasty? They're lovely, aren't they? Everybody likes a banana." Do you see what I mean? You've responded, but it's just completely irrelevant to what the person has said. So if your singer sings, you know, "Look at me," you go, "Va va 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 va," which is a perfect response and complements what they do. That's what you're aiming to do. And in order to do that, you need to be disciplined, because your urge is to play too much, and that's just not, that doesn't make you mad, bad or sad. It's just, that's what everybody does, right? So you really need to hold back. And secondly, you need to be able to hear what they're doing and mirror it on your instrument somehow. So that would be point number 2. So let me show you what I mean. I've got a track here which is from our Sax and Honey album, which we recorded a really long time ago. So it was about 19 years ago, so it's a really long time. And this is a track called "The Look of Love."
Feel my arms around you.
So Andrea's just come back in.
I have waited just to love you. Now
so I'm not playing, not playing.
Don't ever go.
She's got that lovely long note. Wait right to the end, and I mirror it.
I love you so.
Another, and this is right at the end of the song, so I'm allowing myself to play over a little bit more, and landing on the same note.
I love you so.
Hasn't she got a beautiful voice? You can see why I married her, right? Yeah, and we've both ended up in a very kind of similar place. So that's what I mean about playing around a singer. So those really are just the 2 massive big things that I would, 2 or 3 massive big things. Don't play over the singer, only play in the gaps, and make sure that what you do play complements, references, develops whatever has just been said. Think of it like a conversation. Those are the big top tips. Now, as far as John was saying, what about playing in a band? So he sent me an email saying, I play in a band and I do a solo, and then the rest of the time I don't really know what to do. And it's a really, really good point. So if you're playing in a band and you've just taken a solo and now there's nothing for you to do, so what you could do, well, so this is what I said to John, there's a few things that you could think about doing. One of them, you could tune in to what the bass player's doing and just play some long notes. So you'd have to be aware of what the chords are, and you could play some long, quiet-ish long notes of the roots, the root, the third, the fifth or the seventh of the chords that are being playing, and that would actually add something really nice, because you think of the saxophone as a lead instrument, as a melody instrument, and it is, but you could also use it as a kind of more harmony instrument, which means you're playing like a bass player and playing the root, third, fifths or sevenths. That would sound really, really, really nice. So that would be one thing that you could do. The other thing that you could do are like stabs, and the kind of stereotypical example is like Mustang Sally. So I played in a soul band for years and years and years and years and years, and spent the whole time either doing solos or stabs. So as I said, the example, Mustang Sally, the singer would sing Mustang Sally, and all the horns would go but up, but up, 2, 3, 4, but up, and then there'd be a key change, but up, 2, 3, 4, but up, 2, 3, and back, but up. So if you think like James Brown, that would be the kind of thing. Have a listen to James Brown, have a listen to pretty much anything on the movie The Blues Brothers. Listen to what the horns are doing, and when they're not soloing, they're either doing long tones or they're doing little stabs like I've just described, and that is a really good thing to do. And you don't need to be part of a horn section to actually do that. You can do that just if the band has just got one saxophone in it. That's fine. That will sound absolutely great, and the band will love you, because you're adding something really, really, really cool to the band, and you're not just standing around looking at the ceiling wondering what to do next. So those are my thoughts about being in a band or playing with a singer. By the way, if you like, what I've done is I've actually uploaded, I'm going to put a link down, and if you want, I've got 6 Sax and Honey tracks that you can listen to Andrea's stunning voice and my saxophone playing, which hopefully is okay as well. And I've put them on Buy Me a Coffee, and you can buy them for £1 each. So I've got, actually you can't buy them for £1 each, you have to buy 6, because it's the only way that I could do it. But you can buy 6 tracks for £6, and that would be really, really cool if you'd like to. If you want to have a listen to the sort of thing that we did, we played at thousands and thousands and thousands of gigs over the 25 years that we've been together. It's just phenomenal. Right, I do hope you found that useful. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. Please do subscribe. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, that you definitely can. If you've got some feedback for me or requests of things that you'd like to see me do, just put it in the comments below, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Okay, take care. Bye bye.